What's up, guys? This is Derek from moreplatesmoredates.com. Today we're going to be doing the top 10 most complimented best summer fragrances for men 2017. Just a thing to note about this list is it's not necessarily the ones that are the best, but it's kind of the ones that pull in the most compliments. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this video, because some fragrance guys might disagree with these choices, but it's a complimented list, so keep that in mind. All right, let's get started. We're gonna have a couple honorable mentions first that didn't crack the top 10, but I felt were worth mentioning. First one being Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme, as you can see. This one is probably like the most pleasant smelling male fragrance there is. It's almost unisex smelling because it's so pleasant, but it's definitely masculine enough to define it as like a male fragrance. It's soft, it's playful, and just kind of makes you happy when you smell it. And it has the same effect on women. They just like love it. And honestly, I think it is best for indoor situations where you need something safe that just smells really good. Solid choice for kind of like, going to like dinner at your girlfriend's house to meet her family, or like, I don't know, you're just like lounging around your house, or, kind of like indoor close encounter scenarios where you can't have something that might be offensive smelling or a little bit on edge risk wise. It's a very safe go-to indoor fragrance. So the only issue with it and why it's not in the top 10, because it is a fantastic fragrance, is the performance. The performance, in my opinion, is pretty crap. It's you really have to reapply it several times throughout the day if you're going to get good use out of it. And the projection, it's not that great either. So... But honestly, it's still really great. It's just I don't have the best skin chemistry for fragrances, and this one just performs shitty on me, like terrible. Next honorable mention is Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce. So if you're a millennial, you probably remember this one from high school or from all the times you used to shop at Abercrombie and Fitch when you had no idea how to dress yourself. This fragrance is pure musk, and it's not a bad choice to have in your summer like arsenal, so to speak. It's very youthful, playful, and kind of like it's sexy, but it's kind of like young sexy. I don't think older men should really wear it. It's kind of tailored towards the younger generation, but it really works for the younger generation. So if you're in high school or you're like in your early 20s, I'd say it's very solid fragrance to have on hand. Okay, as far as the list goes, some of these fragrances I finished, and I didn't have the foresight to think that maybe I'd do a video on this in the future, so I don't have all the bottles anymore because I throw them out when I finish them. So anyway, I'm not going to be one of those guys who shows a decant or something in the video to try and show you the fragrance, because it's boring seeing a little bottle thing, obviously, so I'm not even gonna bother. So anyway, number 10 is Azzaro Chrome. I never bought a full 100 milliliter of this one just because I already have so many aquatics and they tend to overlap quite a bit. Like in the summertime, you're looking for something fresh, a lot of them are aquatic type scents, and this one is definitely in that category. You only need so many solid aquatics, in my opinion, and this is definitely one of the best ones out there. I've sampled it many times. It's just I never bought it because I already have so many that are so similar. The standout top notes are rosemary, pineapple, bergamot, lemon, and base notes are sandalwood, tonka bean, musk, oak moss, cedar, and cardamom. So it's kind of like a mass pleaser. It's very safe. You'll be hard pressed to find anyone who doesn't like this one, except for frag heads are gonna probably say it smells really synthetic. It's a very safe compliment getter though, and it falls right into that like summer aquatic category. Next, number 9, Nautica Voyage. Obviously, you knew this one was going to be in this list. Probably the best cheap summer fragrance, arguably the best cheap fragrance that exists, honestly. Great everyday scent that can be used for essentially anything. Universally pleasing to anyone who smells it. Very affordable. 100 milliliters costs like $15. I always have a bottle of it. This is like my go-to gym scent, like kind of whatever scent when I don't even know what to put on because I just don't want to think about it and just spray something on. This is good for anything essentially, especially in the summertime. It's definitely aquatic as well. I have yet to encounter one single person who doesn't like this scent. Performance is good, super versatile, insanely cheap. Women love it. You can't really go wrong with it. I definitely recommend getting one. Next, number 8, Versace Pour Homme. This scent is fresh and clean. Fits right into the summer category very nicely. It's not like a panty dropper by any means, but honestly, in my opinion, no summer fragrances are really like panty droppers. But this fragrance definitely gets the job done, and you'll definitely draw a lot of positive attention with it. It's versatile, can be used every day in almost all situations in the summer. Notable notes are lemon, bergamot, tonka bean, musk, and amber. It's a very safe choice for the summer. Definitely worth considering. Number 7 is Perry Ellis 360 Red. This one I don't think is ever going to be out of my top 10 of any list, to be honest. It's smells exactly the same as Acqua di Gio pretty much, except it has better projection and longevity, and it's way cheaper. And super versatile, can be used for work if you don't over apply it, school, running errands, dates with family, out with friends. Believe it or not, this one, as far as outdoor dates go, in like the summer, springtime, I actually get probably the most compliments out of any fragrance I wear with this thing because the performance is super good. And if you have poor skin chemistry when you're outside, you'll notice you don't get a lot of great wear out of a lot of your scents. You could be wearing like Douse Yourself in D&G the One, and you're gonna get no compliments because no girls can even smell it on you because your skin chemistry is just too poor to excel wearing it, sort of thing, in an outdoor setting. But yeah, 360 Red in the summertime, especially when you're just out and about doing stuff and it lingers in the air around you, people notice it. It smells awesome. Tons of compliments. Most notable notes in this one are lime, cinnamon, and bergamot, and it can be a tad overpowering for close encounter indoor situations, so that's why I kind of say reserve it for outdoor use mostly. But just don't be stupid with the application. You'll be all right, I think, in any situation, to be honest. With the price, performance, and how good the fragrance simply is, I think it's like a no-brainer to have in your collection for the summer. Number 6, Versace Man Eau Fraiche. This might be the freshest smelling fragrance on the entire list, and it couldn't be more fitting for the summer. Most notable notes are lemon, bergamot, rosewood, rose, cedar, and amber. The opening is very fresh, and it gives off a very clean, like sporty, masculine vibe, and it's almost like, the way I perceive it is it's almost like the ideal way a guy would smell coming out of the shower to a woman, like how she would like picture like a super sexy, like fresh, like sporty guy coming out of the shower. It's not a projection monster, so over applying won't really result in like being super cloying or anything. So, don't worry about that. But I think it could be reserved as like a go-to, like freshen up scent for situations like the office, like summer social gatherings, summer dates, even the gym. Honestly, it's pretty versatile as well. It's probably not a go-to for the summer, for the fall and winter months at all, really. But in the summertime, it's like right in there in the mix of top summer fragrances, in my opinion. It definitely holds its own in the aquatic category. And it's definitely one of the best summer fragrances by far. I think this is like a defining summer fragrance. Like it's very obvious that it's for the summer kind of thing. Super sporty, super clean, super fresh. Lots of compliments too. Number 5, this one honestly doesn't really fit in the summer category. This is Jean Paul Gaultier. I don't know how you pronounce it. Jean Paul Gaultier Ultramale. Ultramale. I don't know how you guys say it, but honestly, it's not like a summer fragrance per se. But as long as you don't wear it in like the extreme high summer heat, I think it's definitely a killer panty dropper for clubbing and cooler summer nights. So like you can't really show up to the club dripping in an aquatic, so I tend to use this for my clubbing fragrance in the summer, and it works really well. You know, I was a bit worried that it would be just a disaster in the heat, but as long as you're not out in like wearing it during the daytime at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it's super hot outside, if you wait until late at night and it's cooler out and you're going clubbing, even if it's summertime, I think this is still really good. And honestly, probably the best choice for going to a club, in my opinion. This is probably the number 1 clubbing fragrance. And I'm actually going to put out a video on clubbing fragrances too. And this is going to be in it, obviously. So the most notable notes, it's kind of like citrusy in the beginning, or the opening, with the dry down having some like very obvious black vanilla, amber, cedar, and patchouli. Yeah, if you're looking for like a panty dropper, this is your fragrance, especially for the club. And it's kind of why I had to include it in this list, because the rest of the summer fragrances are more fresh. And honestly, fresh isn't like drop the panties kind of fragrance, you know what I mean? So you'll get lots of compliments with those, but they're never that kind of like, holy shit, like reaction from the girl, even though a lot of them will consistently hit you with compliments and love those fragrances. The real panty droppers are things like this. So I find it fairly versatile as long as you don't wear it when it's like stupid hot outside. And the projection, the longevity are like ridiculous on this. And the suite's very sweet and masculine. It almost smells like edible to me, kind of like Armani Code Profumo. But this has become my favorite clubbing fragrance by far. Definitely blind buy worthy. So, number 4, Paco Rabanne Invictus Aqua. This one's limited edition, so it's probably going to be harder and harder to find in the future. So if you can get your hands on it, I suggest you grab a bottle. Gives off like a very fun vibe, and if you've ever smelled the original Invictus, this one's definitely improved with an aquatic twist on it, in my opinion. It can definitely be cloying if oversprayed due to the sweetness, so don't overdo it. The longevity and projection are solid, so you don't really need to abuse the hell out of it anyways. Fragrance can be used for like summer parties, clubbing maybe. It seems kind of like more fitting for a younger crowd in who should wear it, but kind of like also the women who it attracts. Like it comes off as like really youthful, fun, sexy, and it appeals to like a younger demographic of women. I find it's not like immature necessarily, but you'll notice that younger women typically respond better to it. At least I've noticed that. Definitely a compliment monster. I know a lot of fragrance heads like despise Invictus and Invictus Aqua, but if you simply want something that is summery, like fits into the summer category and kills it with women, this is definitely a go-to. It's almost like a fusion of like the original Invictus with Nautica Voyage, which is like a defining aquatic. So performs well in the high summer heat as well, so don't worry about that. And yeah, just don't overspray it. Number 3, Creed Aventus and Reign Tradition Insurrection Pure 2. So I have to include Creed Aventus because of its uniqueness, versatility in the summer. Its ability to get compliments pretty much in any scenario is second to none. And it's like a nice alternative to most standard summer fragrances too, because like I mentioned, it's not just like most good summer fragrances are just like aquatic and fresh. This one isn't aquatic and just fresh smelling. It's very unique. The scent opens with like an obvious pineapple note and then dries down into like a woody, creamy smoky kind of scent. You'll occasionally find women that aren't like completely enamored with this scent at all, and you would expect if you're paying like $350 for an Aventus that you're going to be getting way more compliments than that. So it's not necessarily always the safest bet, but there are a lot of women who do have a great appreciation for this fragrance DNA, and it excels in the summer very well. Any age group can really wear it. I just find it's more of like a mature scent, and typically younger girls are going to go more for like the mainstream designer ones. You know, I don't know. It's kind of up to you. If you're strapped for funds, I don't recommend getting Aventus. Like, don't, if you're on a strict budget, just go for Insurrection Pure 2, honestly, because they smell pretty much identical. Most guys, like blindfolded, trying to tell the difference between the two would have no clue whatsoever. The only major difference is performance. Aventus is going to outperform Insurrection Pure 2 in every capacity, but the scent itself, it's so cheap, Insurrection Pure 2, that you could just like overspray it and kind of somewhat replicate it kind of thing. The fragrance DNA itself is like exactly the same, and you honestly won't be able to tell a difference in my opinion. So if if you have the money, go Aventus, but if you don't, Insurrection Pure 2 is like pretty much the exact same thing, so don't stress about it and just get that one. Number 2, Versace Dylan Blue. This fragrance is almost like a woody aquatic, and you'll know what I mean when you smell it. It's like they're polarizing aquatics like Nautica Voyage, which is fine, by the way. You should have Nautica Voyage, in my opinion. But this one is distinctively woody. The main notes are bergamot and broxin patchouli. This performance of this is a fair bit better than the other Versace fragrances on this list. And for a semi-fresh fragrance, its projection and longevity is pretty good. Typically, you get like 7 to 8 hours of good wear out of it, and that's pretty solid considering my skin is like super dry. This one's definitely a compliment getter, and you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody who doesn't like it, to be honest. It's not like a panty dropper, but like I mentioned earlier, it's very uncommon to have something fresh that's gonna like have women falling in love with it at the first whiff. You're not going to blow anyone away, but it's definitely a solid, consistent compliment getter with people with very good reactions to it. Number 1 spot, I'm sure a lot of you already see this coming. We've got Dior Sauvage, and you might hate this fragrance. The fragrance community loves to hate this one. But, it's like the number 1 spot for a reason, simply because women haven't explicitly given me more compliments for anything else so far on this list other than Sauvage. So, it's very clean and fresh smelling. Many guys are going to claim it smells synthetic, including myself. That was my first impression of it. It's not aquatic whatsoever. It's just fresh. I don't know how else to say it. It's not my personal favorite in this list by any means, but it definitely deserves its placement in regards to women's reactions to it. It's a beast in the performance and longevity category, and it picks up tons of attention as it lingers in the air. When you're out and about in like the summer heat, picks up so much attention, and it's definitely blind buy worthy, because even if you go to the store to smell it, you're probably not going to like it that much, or you might just be like, why is this considered so great kind of thing, because that was kind of my impression when I first smelled it too. But women think it's like the gospel scent. They think it's like the godsend of fragrances, and it pulls in a stupid amount of compliments. So, and it's perfect for summer. This is probably the months it would excel most, honestly. It's super safe. You can't get much better than that, because it's kind of like a one-size-fits-all fragrance. If you just want something that's going to perform amazingly, turnkey, buy it, kind of covers your bases for all situations, essentially. This is definitely a go-to. So Dior Sauvage, number 1. Hope you guys enjoyed that list. Please like, subscribe, comment, check out my blog, moreplatesmoredates.com. Subscribe there. Talk to you guys soon.